What's up, homies? How you doing? Hope you're having a fantastic day so far, fantastic week. I hope you and your family are safe and healthy during these interesting times. I want to bring you today's video because I get a lot of questions on Instagram about this. So I want to bring you 15 of the best core exercises for footballers. I've talked about it many times before, but the importance of a strong and efficient core for any athlete, especially footballers, cannot be understated. So before I get into this section, I want to let you know you can easily skip ahead to the 15 exercises. I will put the time on the screen here. But before we get into the exercises, I want to explain really quick why you should be training the core, and we get a little sciencey here. Not too sciencey, but a little bit. So the core is not just the six-pack abs that everyone thinks of. It's the entire torso region. I would say it's the rectus abdominis, the transverse abdominis, the obliques, as well as I want to include the lumbopelvic hip complex, which is the hip flexors, the adductors, as well as the erector spinae, the obliques. Everything is included and it cannot be overlooked. One structure is not more important than the other. They all work in tangent, they all work together. The whole body is one chain. So like I said, all those muscles are very important because they put your pelvis and your spine in the correct positions. When your pelvis and spine are in the correct positions, your limbs, your legs, and your arms can perform efficiently and properly. The reason for that is the core, if you think about it, is the pillar of the body. It's the center of the body. It's what connects the upper body to the lower body. If there are any energy leaks, you are more likely to get injured. You're not going to perform your best, but if you have a strong, efficient, and optimal core, you're going to be able to be a more explosive, fast, quicker, and efficient athlete, and you're going to reduce your risk of injury. You're going to have more endurance because your posture is going to be better. When your posture is going to be better, you can move more efficiently with better biomechanics. Like I said, these muscles play a crucial role in your performance on the pitch because your core is a force conductor. All of the energy that is released through the limbs has to be first conducted through the midsection, through the core region. And like I said, one of the most important parts of a strong, efficient, and proper working core is that it helps you steer clear and stay away from injury. Without further ado, sorry about all that science talk. Let's get into 15 of the best core exercises for footballers. So for the first exercise, I like to call the unilateral stability ball plank. All you're going to do is get a stability ball and you're going to get into a plank position. As you see here, I'm in a plank position. My left forearm is on the ground and my right arm is extended out and my right leg is up. So as you see here, you're going to need to drive that left ball of the foot into the ground, that left forearm into the ground, and you're trying to drive that heel up while maintaining a proper position with your pelvis. So by proper position of your pelvis, I mean I don't want your pelvis to arch. I don't want it to drop down. I want it to be locked in and properly engaged. So as you see here, I do not want the hips to swivel one way or the other. I want the back, the lower back, and the entire body to be as neutral as possible. Hold it, and if you feel any sharp pain, stop immediately. This is an excellent exercise called the A-flip, shown to me by my guy, Brian Chow, that really works on your upper body stability as well as your core stability, as well as challenging the posterior oblique sling, which runs from the rear delt all the way to the opposite glute, and the anterior oblique sling, we're working on the anterior delt all the way to the opposite hip flexor or TFL, depending on how you want to characterize it. Anyways, what you're going to do is put your hands under your shoulders, put your knees underneath your hips, and as you see here, you're going to go opposite. So you take that left hand off, that right leg is going to kick out opposite direction while maintaining stability. Then you're going to switch and go the opposite direction. So the right hand is always going to remain stable and that right leg is going to kick out while remaining stable in the core and not tipping over. So for this exercise, you're going to lie on your back and you're going to have your feet pointed towards your face. Your head is going to be looking towards the sky. Only your glutes and your lower back are going to be on the floor. And most importantly, I want you to keep your core contracted and engaged the entire time, making sure that lower back does not come up. You do this by acting like someone is either punching you in the stomach or you're going to take a dump, but obviously don't let anything out. Stay in this position the entire time, have the palms face up, and really stay contracted and engaged. So the reverse plank on a bench, you're basically envisioning yourself lying on a beach in the islands. Just chill out, enjoy yourself. Nah, I'm messing around, homies. You're going to be working your posterior chain here. So specifically working on the hamstrings, the glutes, the erectors. Your main goal is to really drive those heels down into the bench. And you have basically your midsection, your back off of the bench. All you have on the bench are your heels and your upper back, and you're just trying to contract the entire time. I would hold anywhere from 30 seconds to 5 minutes. Here's a nice game realistic core exercise to work on shielding of the ball using your body. You're going to drive into that ball with that arm as hard as you can, stabilize on that leg, activate that side of the core, and you're just working on being powerful, driving to the ball absolutely as hard as you can, not holding back at all, like you're trying to win over the ball on an opponent. The reverse plank in a quadruped position is an excellent exercise for the posterior chain, meaning the back of your body. It also does a great job of opening up the anterior chain, the front part of your body. So as you're strengthening the back part of your body, the hamstrings, the glutes, the erectors, the upper back, you're opening up the chest and the shoulders. As you see here, we start off body weight and then we add a plate. The whole goal here is to really contract as hard as possible. Once you start shaking, you know those stabilizer muscles are working. Enjoy yourself. Plank push-ups are an excellent exercise to work on your core stability, as well as working on your serratus anterior, which is close to your core and your ab region. Very important muscle for any athlete. As you see here, all you're going to do is get into a plank position, and you're pushing up, driving through your hands to get to the top of the plank. Slowly lower it down back into plank position, and repeat. If you don't have two blocks for this exercise, you can simply use a towel, you can simply use a foam roller. I call it the Adductor activated plank. Very, very good for the groin, very, very good for the core, really co-contracting the core and the groin together, which is essential for a football. And we're going for a total of 1 minute 30. You're squeezing for 10 seconds, you're kind of resting a little bit for 10 seconds for 1 minute 30. So if you don't have yoga blocks, you can use a towel. Like I said, you're going to be in a plank position. You're going to have those blocks in between your legs. You're going to be squeezing those blocks, activating the lower abdominals as well as the adductors, the groin region for 10 seconds. And then you're just going to let go. You're not going to let go of the plank. You'll stay in the plank the entire time. Just don't squeeze the blocks. If you don't have a kettlebell, just simply use a dumbbell. All you're going to do is hold the kettlebell or dumbbell in one hand, and you're just going to walk forward. As you see here, you're going to stay in proper posture the entire time, really trying to not let that kettlebell bring you down. So obviously, as you see here with this right oblique, I am really struggling and trying to stay in good posture and good alignment the entire time. Wow, those Tel Aviv gym vibes. Wonder what I was looking at. All right, for this exercise, you're going to grab a stability ball. You're going to hang onto a bar, and you are going to squeeze that ball in between your ankles the entire time. And all you're doing is driving your knees towards your chest, not using any momentum at all. You should really feel this in your lower abdominals. So this is another exercise that's going to get your groin, your adductors involved, as well as your lower abs. As you've seen throughout these exercises, I really want those to be working well together, especially for you footballers. So as you see here, you're going to grab a stability ball, you're going to get onto your forearms, and you're going to keep your lower back and your sacrum on the ground the entire time. That upper body can stay off of the ground, and you're really going to try to maintain proper posture with the upper body. And then all you're going to do is squeeze that ball as hard as you can, really engaging and activating the adductors, as well as moving the ball up and down to activate and engage the lower abs. So for this exercise, you're going to either grab a kettlebell or a dumbbell, and you're going to get into this kneeling position. As you see here, you're going to have proper posture the entire time. The legs are going to be about hip width distance apart, and all you're going to do is press that kettlebell or that dumbbell out in front of you while maintaining that proper alignment the entire time. As you see here, the knees, the hips, the shoulders, and the ears are in proper alignment the entire time. As you press that kettlebell out, that core should be engaged, and you should not see any movement forward, any movement backwards, or any movement sideways. So for this exercise, you're going to grab yourself a stability ball, and as you see, you're going to attach a resistance band to a proper pole. As you see here, with that outside hand, you're going to grab that resistance band, and then you're going to hold that ball with two hands. And then as you see here, you're going to properly twist from one side to the other with a slight pivot of that hip. So the movement will start from the hip, and you should feel it in your obliques. So for this exercise, you're going to grab two dumbbells in your hand. All you're going to do is walk forward, and when you feel stable, when you feel comfortable, you're just going to lift your knee to your chest while making sure to be properly aligned the entire time. So if you take an improper step or you're not stable, you will fall one way to the other, but obviously the whole idea is to try to remain stable the entire time through the core region while maintaining proper posture. As you see there, if you take an improper step, no big deal at all. Just gather yourself and continue the exercise. So all you're going to do is grab two dumbbells, place them overhead, and then as you see here, you're just going to walk forwards. This is going to require total body stabilization, especially at those shoulder joints. And all you're going to do is try to maintain proper posture, proper positioning the entire time. You want to activate the scapula here, which are those shoulder blades. So I want you to really think about squeezing a pencil between your shoulders. So for the Deadbug, as you see here, all you're going to do is you're going to be alternating your arm and your leg. So opposite leg, opposite arm, but most importantly, as I specified before, I want your lower back to be in contact with the mat the entire time, and I do not want it to come up. So as you're moving your limbs, I want your core to be engaged the entire time and not turn off. You do that, as I said, by acting like someone is either punching you in the stomach or you're taking a massive dump. Obviously, don't take a massive dump in the middle of the gym. Don't let anything come out. Just keep it engaged the entire time without pushing too hard. And as you see here, all you're going to do is move your limbs. You got to have fun, right?
I hope you guys and girls enjoyed that video. Like I always say, I do not like to put the sets and the reps or the time for each exercise because every single individual is different in their makeup. Whether it be injury history, how long they've been training, if they're training intensely on that day, that all is differentiated individual to individual, and that's the art of having a coach and the art of programming. So like I always say, most important, focus on proper technique first, and then you can start to increase reps, increase volume, increase time. So first focus on doing the exercise properly with proper technique, like I guide you through in the video, and then you can start to increase your volume. Without further ado, I appreciate you tuning in. If you like the video, you know the deal. Please drop a like. Please drop a comment. Let me know what your favorite exercise is and when you're going to do these exercises. And as always, if you support your boy, if you love your boy, please hit that subscribe button. Recommend it to your friends and family, other footballers you may know who may need this advice. I appreciate you very, very much. Have a good rest of the day. If you have any questions, be sure to hit me up. Deuces.